Everything, honestly, in life to me is about relationship building. Everything. So when I started to get a little deeper into this business, I'll say I'm not saying it was second nature, but it literally is about building relationships and connecting with people.
Yeah.
And honestly making people feel good about dealing with you. I mean, but for me it was going back to treat people how you want to be treated. It's very, very simple concept, but sometimes tough to do.
Strong Dads wants to thank Quality Auto Mart for joining us as a sponsor. Quality Auto Mart was born in 1985. They are owned and operated by Mark and Nancy Repke. Quality Auto Mart provides all the services, repairs, and maintenance for your vehicle's needs with a 3-year auto parts and labor warranty. They offer complimentary vehicle safety inspection and estimates. Also, they offer a shuttle service, and the 4th oil change is always on them. They are located at 7307 on State Road 46 in Batesville, Indiana. Make sure you give them a call at 812-934-2301.
Welcome to Strong Dads doing real life, man. Today, well, I don't even know what we're doing today. I mean, we've got this probably the strangest. Kyle's in the back seat. Kyle, how you doing back there, brother?
What's going on?
Good to see you back.
I know. It's
Yeah.
I got people asking me, where you been?
Yeah. Well, here we are. We're in a car, and we're in the car of our special guest, Matt Davis. Matt, how you doing, brother?
I am doing amazing.
Good.
I feel like a chauffeur right now.
Yeah, well, it's about time you've done something that's worthy like that. Yeah, so we're out driving the streets, and so the whole idea of Strong Dads Doing Real Life was to actually go and meet men in their workplace. And so when we were talking to Matt, we were like, okay, so let's go to your workplace. And we all just kind of shook our head like, well, what's that? Matt, what kind of craftsman are you? Like, what's your skill?
My skill?
Show us. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I help people buy homes.
What?
By getting them the money.
Build homes?
Buy homes.
Buy homes.
Finance their home purchases.
All right,
which
so I probably
is very exciting.
I probably need to apologize right now to all of our audience that we're not going to sit and watch you like read a contract or something.
No,
like that.
You don't need a tool belt or anything for this job.
Oh wow, we're going to have to be creative, Kyle, on how we're going to pull this one off.
I was going to say, Merle, our last guy, we had our last 2 guests. We had, the auto mechanic over at Casey's. We had the electrician, and now we're going to learn how to buy houses. This is a good transition. I like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
All right. All right. So we are actually driving around kind of, I'll say, the territory of Matt's. And, all of us come with different skills and different tools that we bring. And sometimes, they are things that we get to do with our hands. But sometimes they are with our mind. But sometimes they are with our social skills. And Matt, what I'll say is you were probably one of those kids going through high school and even college going, man, what am I made to do? Like,
yes.
What am I made to do? So how'd you go through that whole process of figuring out what you're made to do?
Well, I will tell you, looking back, and I probably am still a little bit socially awkward in a good and a bad way. But back, it took a while for me to get out of my shell. I was an introvert.
That's hard for me
to
believe.
Believe it or not, I was an introvert. And yeah, back in the day, I want to say with high school, I think I wanted to go into the Air Force, military possibly. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But yeah, it honestly, once I got into college, business management degree, which is, what does that even get you? I worked at a restaurant, and I was a busboy at Montgomery Inn, and that ripped me out of my shell because you're on stage, you're standing up, you're interacting with people. I had to get over it. And so, yeah, that honestly started the journey of kind of getting my personality to start coming out a little bit more. Again, good, bad, or otherwise.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I think one of the challenges is always finding out what our skill set or talent might be that God gave us, right?
Yes.
We didn't make our own. And some skill sets don't actually have a very formal field to polish and test them. You know, if you're going to be a plumber or an electrician or something, you're going to go through some kind of formal training to learn that and then hone in on it. But when your gift is your personality and talking and relationship building, which I think that's probably a lot of where you're starting to find yourself. Does that connect with you?
Everything, honestly, in life to me is about relationship building. Everything. So when I started to get a little deeper into this business, I'll say I'm not saying it was second nature, but it literally is about building relationships and connecting with people.
Yeah.
And honestly, making people feel good about dealing with you. I mean, but for me, it was going back to treat people how you want to be treated. It's very, very simple concept, but sometimes tough to do for people.
So you guys might be wondering why we're in a car. Well, so
Yes, I am.
yeah, and so the idea here is we're driving through the community that Matt works in, and this is Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and I'll say Greendale as well.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Matt was telling us about, and we thought this is where we need to go, is how much he thrives on and builds the relationships in this community. Like, you know, rather than waiting for somebody to come to him to be his friend, Matt, everybody in this town knows you. Good, bad, or indifferent, right?
Is that a good thing? Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and so the idea here is you know all of the favorite hangout places, whether it's a coffee shop or a restaurant or where, you know, the old guys go and just have coffee in the morning. And so tell me, why is that part of your job? Like, what's the purpose in all that?
Honestly, FaceTime. And it's you need to be visible. Yeah, it's very easy, especially with what I do, to hunker down behind a computer, shooting emails, doing social media stuff. But really, you got to be visible. People have to know you. People have to see you. Even with like the marketing stuff, I tell people it's great to have a name on there, but you got to have a face. I mean, your face is who we are. I mean, that's because people recognize you. They might not recognize the name, but they'll recognize the face. So that's where, again, honestly, from an accountability standpoint, it definitely keeps you accountable. Yeah. Because you do have to bite your tongue a little bit more sometimes, and because again, people know you, like you said. People know what you do. And they want to deal with good people.
Yeah. Matt, before we hit the record, one of the things you said that I think really kind of maybe is a little bit of who you are and kind of benefits your business and you as just a man. I was talking about just things, you're just an organic person, right? So these relationships that you've established just kind of funneled right into your profession, you know, of you know, obviously going into buying a home and building those relationships, and how your face is out there for people to see. So naturally, when thinking about buying a home, you come to mind. Can you talk a little bit about just kind of the organic nature and kind of how you conduct your business?
Well, it is just like we're going right now. Jay Knowles, he works for Keller Williams. His office is right down here. We just passed an awesome coffee shop, Funny Farm, which I like to stop into every now and then. But I'll literally just I pop in. Yeah. I literally just pop in. If I see a car, I mean, honestly, it's a little difficult. All three of them are there right now. So I'll just pop in and say hi. But it's not necessarily from a business purpose. It's really just to say hi to the people I know, the people I'm doing life with.
Right. Well, let's stay there for a second, because I know a lot of guys who have tried to jump into, I'll say, the sales world, okay, and that's kind of what I see you trying, you know, or that's, in a way, that's where you're at. And so, and they everything that they do, they have to look at it as a opportunity for business. And I'm not hearing that from you. I'm hearing it's an opportunity for a relationship.
Yes.
And if the business happens, it happens. So what is your thought on that? I mean, this is a little bit of advice really for guys who think they're going to go out and make big bucks by selling things. What's your thought on that?
My thought is I'm a horrible salesperson. and that was something I realized after kind of getting into this, because I don't have expectations. Like you said, if the business comes from the relationships, that's awesome. But if it doesn't come from the relationship, I still have the relationship. And that's what I've realized over the years of looking back at all the careers, choices I've made. I needed those relationship building opportunities.
Yeah.
If it didn't involve relationships and it was just a job of doing, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Matt, thanks for just taking us around town where you are. How about let's go down and have a seat, and let's figure out what made Matt.
Oh, wow.
A little bit of your history, family history, and that kind of thing, because all of that goes into who you are as a man today. And so maybe let's spin this car around and take it back, and we'll see you guys in a minute.
All right.
All right, man. Finally got back from that drive. I thought you were going to kill us in that car.
We lost somebody.
Yeah. we got a little bit of a redo here, but with that aside, so Matt, we had a great opportunity to just drive around Lawrenceburg, Greendale area and kind of see your workplace and see where it is that you do your work, but I will say build your relationships, right? Like that was a big thing that I took away from that conversation. Part of the reason why we're doing the Strong Dads kind of out on the road, doing real life, is actually see how guys bring the way of God into what they do every day. Because it's really easy to just talk about what we should do, but when you actually get out and do, it's kind of the fruits of your labor. What are you actually really producing out of that? So let's talk for a second. So all of those relationships you're building and everything, what's God got to do with any of that?
Well, just looking back at some of the people that I'll randomly come across during my workday, that I'll stop in a realtor shop or stop in a title company's office or have a closing or whatever, and just a complete stranger, never met before, you can tell something's going on, and just having that moment of saying, "Are you okay?" And I can't even count how many times that's happened where that person has been carrying a load for some reason and just releases it just by, and I'm just an ear. Yeah. I'm just an ear. I don't know how many times that they've turned into crying, blubbering messes, just complete strangers. But I put that back to God, because it's you get that sense. And to me, I am here. I want to be a helper. I want to impact people. I want to leave the place better than when I got there. So every person I interact with, I try to make them feel better about their day. I try to be that light, honestly. I just try to be a light.
So, because a guy could be listening to this and saying, well, that's just Matt's personality. I'll say you're a salesman or a very extroverted personality, right? So that's just your personality. What would you say to that? Is that just your personality? So a guy who doesn't have that kind of personality, he's just not going to, that's not his deal? Or how do you know to do that stuff?
It's not something that just happened. I'll say that. It is something, I believe, just from being intentional. Being intentional, not worrying about what someone thinks, or not worrying about getting into the mess. I've brought this up. We tend to avoid messes. If you know someone's going through a struggle, I'm just going to avoid that. It's kind of like hey, how's it going? Hey.
Just give me the fine.
Yeah.
I don't want anything deeper.
Yeah. Or it's kind of rough. All right, well, hope it gets better.
Yeah.
And we just move on. I think it's being intentional and just taking that moment, because that's all it takes, are those moments of, can I help you with anything? Do you need anything?
Yeah.
But meaning it.
Yeah, because as soon as they actually bring you something that's a little deeper than fine, that can really alter your day or how you're going to interact. Like you said earlier, all of a sudden they turn into a blubbering mess. Yeah. You can't just go, well, good luck with all that. I'm busy.
Well, take care. Yeah. I'll be praying for you. How many times do we say that? Just as I'll be praying for you.
Yeah.
But do we really mean it? Do we do it?
Yeah. Versus actually kind of locking down. All right, you know what? I got some things that were on my mind to do today, but right now, you're a priority.
And can I pray for you? Can I pray with you?
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's a next level, if you ask me, and that's a tough step to get to. But once you get, in my mind, once you can get to that point, because it doesn't matter what's going on around you, you don't care. I want to pray for this person right now.
Yeah. You had mentioned something before that I know I have struggled with, and I know most guys that I've talked with have struggled with. What will other people think?
Yeah.
Right? So the idea that you would actually be in the middle of doing life out in public, whatever, and say, can I pray with you right now? Like, to 99% of the world, dude, you're being really weird. That's kind of a private thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden that's in the back of my head. And I'm just, you know what? I will pray for you.
Yeah. Because the world's saying don't do it.
Yeah.
But God's telling me to do it. Who am I going to listen to?
Yeah.
If I'm feeling led to do that and I don't do it, you leave with an uneasy feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, that God puts us in these situations. God puts people in front of us that need that light, that need something every day. We just have to look for it. But distractions, work distractions. I mean, just our minds are going 1,000 miles an hour on to the next task. I mean, we're dudes. How many tasks do you have every day?
Oh, yeah. Well, and I can just keep piling it on, too.
Yeah.
Things I want to do.
You're probably into Friday. You're probably into the weekend already. With
Actually,
the
I am,
things
yeah.
that
Yeah.
you're thinking about next week already. Those, I'm not. That's a good thing. You got to have your plan, but it's also they can be distractions through the day if we're not intentionally looking for those opportunities.
Well, and plans that become rigid, right? Like lacking the flexibility.
Yeah.
Like I do have my plans, but when I get rigid in that, like no matter what, this is what I've got to get done today, versus allowing the spirit to actually go, no, not today.
Yeah.
Today I need you to do this. And you mentioned before, like if you don't take advantage of an opportunity when it's laid on your heart to speak with somebody. Well, when it's laid on your heart and then you don't do it, you walk away feeling convicted.
Yes.
And the best way to not get that way is to lock yourself out of that. Like, no, I'm not going to feel guilty for that. I've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But the idea that you open yourself up to the Spirit and say, no, I need to feel guilty right now. Not live in guilt, but convicted.
Yeah.
To actually allow the Spirit to keep knocking on my door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy because, like I said, a lot of it, there's a lot of messy people out there. I'm one of them.
Hands
one
up,
of 'em.
hands up. Yeah.
But it is. You have to basically want to get in it with them. Because we're not in this together. And again, the world's going to tell you to just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
If we all kept it to ourselves, we're all going to go down that wide path with the broad gate that many people follow.
It's the easier one, right?
Yes,
There's
exactly.
less conflict in the immediate. There's less.
Oh my goodness,
conflict.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's easy. It is absolutely easy walking down that path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, I knew your dad.
Yep.
All right.
Good old Mike Davis.
Oh, Big Mike.
Yeah.
Mike. He drove buses for us, firemen, all these things. Big personality. So I think I might know where some of yours comes from. But I ask every guy, tell me your dad's story. In other words, tell me what your dad relationship was like. What did he impart to you? Good and bad, right? Like your dad wasn't perfect. My dad's not perfect. By the way, you're not. I'm not, right? So we're gonna build our kids, but we're gonna scar our kids, whether we like that or not. There are gonna be things. What's your dad's story?
Well, I mentioned this. We're products of our parents. I mean, we all can look at that and be like, oh, that's my dad. Oh, I got that from my grandpa. Oh, that's my mom. Yeah. You know, little pieces. But with my dad, I'll definitely say it's the servant's heart. He had a servant's heart. He enjoyed helping others, period. Yeah. Again, you mentioned the fire department, the Red Cross, heavily involved with church, the Emmaus community. I mean, he was basically out there trying to make a difference in every place that he would go. So the servant's heart aspect, I've always said I have that. I have that because of my father. But on the flip side, looking back, I would say he definitely, when it came to time, he gave more time to the community than he did his family. Not that we weren't important. He provided for us. I had an awesome home life. I mean, we never were in need.
Right.
But he was gone a lot, looking back. Which that again, I didn't realize that until after he's been gone 12 years now. But I started looking back at that relationship, and I'm thankful for a big part of it. But that was honestly part of what he got from his dad, my grandfather. You know, my grandfather was a doer. Like, he was out there doing when my grandma was just taking care of the family. Same with my mom. Mom took care of the family. My mom raised us.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much. So, but with my father, I mean, his belief and his faith in God, and I did find out his story after the fact, with part of his testimony was he was doing all the right things that the Bible says to do, but he didn't know Jesus. He was a doer, but didn't really have that personal relationship with Jesus.
Okay.
He was doing it because it was probably the right thing to do. Whether, again, being involved with church and doing all this stuff, but when he found Jesus, that's when things changed for him.
So he did finally get to that.
Yes, he did, and that was again part of his. It was a part of one of the talks, one of the Emmaus walks, that I think I stumbled across. It was something that he had written. And I did not know that about my father.
Yeah, that's the moving from being the rule follower of the faith, right, or the book, right? The Bible is a rule book, and I'm going to follow the rules, and I follow the rules better than you, so I must be a better Christian than you, right? Versus understanding the grace of the Word, that all of us fall short, and so to start actually understanding what Jesus gave us. He was not that he didn't have the rules as a guide, but it was the grace side and the mercy side that allows us to really understand how relationships should be. Otherwise, I'll be in constant judgment. I'll get in a relationship with you, and as soon as you don't do something right, according to me, I will put judgment on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Versus, well, I'd like you to do it this way because this is the God's way, but hey, you didn't do it. So
Jesus says, love one another.
Yeah.
This is my command. Yeah. We talked about this last night in our group. This is my command. Not commands, singular. My command, love one another.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times he said that in that chapter. I think it's 15, John 15. Love one another. And that that is the whole basis of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And what if others could get on board with that. And also, again, it just comes from the faith. It comes from knowing. Where did that come from? It came from Jesus. It came from Jesus' sacrifice. For me. For you. For everyone.
Yeah. So you talk about, your dad was a great model in the servant way in terms of showing you how to serve, but maybe there was a misunderstanding of priority of relationships. In other words, and that happens a lot because we tend to go to places where we get fed.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, we'll have people who just are obsessed. If they work at the church, like, they'll work 80 hours a week at the church and they'll say, I'm doing God's work.
Yes.
In the meantime, their family doesn't know who they are.
Yes.
And so we have to be really careful with the idea of, wait, am I doing God's work or am I just really being filled there? And it's more about me getting the pats on the back or making me feel like I do great work. And so, for yourself, I mean, your dad, again, we're not in judgment of him because who knows what was in his mind and heart, but it seemed like he was getting fed outside of the house.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe more than in the house. How do you take care of that in your own relationship with your wife and with your family? How do you make that a priority so you don't slip into, I'm just going to go hang out with the guys tonight because it would be fun or fulfilling?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Or again, in my job, being seen. Like, it's very important to be seen.
Sure.
I can't sit behind a computer and wait for business to happen. I have to go out there and just, it's a vocation. I have to go out there and, hey, I do home loans.
Yeah.
I need everyone out here to know that I do home loans.
Yeah.
So if they think about it, so to me, I have that FOMO, fear of missing out, whenever anything's going on in the community, any trunk or treats that are going on. I mean, they're all over the place.
Right.
I find myself, I need to be there. I should be there. I need to do this. I need to do that. But then I'm taken away from that family time. I need to, and trust me, I said this earlier, that unfortunately I can give everyone out there in public the best of Matt Davis, but when I come home, my family gets the worst of me.
Yeah.
Just because of the pressure sometimes. And that's where, that's my struggle, my personal struggle, is to not let the devil do that. Because I know that he knows that that's my trigger point.
You talked before about being intentional. We use the word intentional. So how are you intentional about making sure that you're taking care of the family relationships even before all the community stuff? The work stuff. How are you intentional about that?
So honestly, I have been saying no. I have been like, I just can't make it.
Yeah.
Even though I want to. Like, what was it? It was the Farmers Fair. Farmers Fair parade was going on, and like after the Bright Community Parade, I'm like, I'm going to do the Farmers Fair. I'm going to do this. But that weekend, it was a weekend before we were going on vacation. There was just I needed to be home.
Yeah.
I needed to be home to help facilitate everything, basically.
Right.
Before we left, so it was like I in that moment, it would have been an awesome FaceTime, and it would have. It honestly would have walked. Yeah. Oh, I would have loved it.
Your
I
heart
would have soaked it up.
Yeah.
I would have soaked it up because I do. I get out there, I see my people, see all my friends. See, you know what I'm saying? You see it. You see your friends. You see friendly faces and conversations. That's I did get that from my dad.
Yeah.
And I know that that's what filled him up. But at the end of the day, it's what is the bigger picture?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like I can get that later. God's going to take care of me no matter what. If I miss this event or this event, God's going to take care of me.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah, because as I'm sitting here listening to you talk, I'm thinking about your dad and what he imparted to you. You know, what is it that you want to impart to, you have girls, so I'll say, what is it that you want to impart as the father to your girls?
Man. That's a good one.
I didn't give you that in advance, so you
didn't.
Think on your feet.
This is a toughie one. What do I want to impart on my girls? My prayer for them, or my hope for them, is that they do find a godly man, someone that knows Jesus. There's a lot of good guys out there, but I think when it comes down to it, it doesn't need to be just a good guy. That he needs to know Jesus. Because at the end of the day, if they don't know Jesus,
they're just a good guy.
They're just
until
a good
they're
guy.
not.
That's exactly right. But no, I hope what my daughters saw from me is that I do love them unconditionally, no matter what's going on. That I was there. That I never let them down. You know, and that hopefully that they saw that something was different with Dad.
Yeah.
Something was different with me, but knowing why, it's because of my faith and because of my relationship with God.
Yeah. Some interesting just research and history on that is that when a daughter sees her dad in a positive light but has a good relationship with him, she tends to look for a man very similar. Yeah. When she has conflict with him in terms of he says one thing and does another, or she can't trust him, she tends to find somebody very different, almost in a rebellious state. Well, I'm definitely not going to go for somebody that's like my dad, right? And so the idea, I mean, we don't have any guarantee, right? Your girls have free will. They can choose who they're going to choose, but they have an image in their mind just basically by how you've interacted with your wife, Ashley, and other people. And that's going to definitely cast how they're going to look at men.
Yeah.
So, Matt, one of the things that we try to do on Strong Dads is let people know that we all struggle, right? I've done entire shows on we're going to live a life of no regrets.
Yeah.
And the life of no regrets simply means that we did make mistakes. I mean, we make mistakes, but what did we learn from them so that became a moment of growth rather than a beat me up session, right? So what are some things that you've learned in your life that you've said, oh, this is some stuff that it stands out to me that I want to pass on to whoever's listening, other men that are listening? What are some things that you stumbled on and you've corrected, or you've worked to correct?
So that's in my mind. It's the emotion. We us dudes, we get emotional. I mean, we get mad. We got those triggers and the blow up sessions. I can look back, and this is as you're talking about this. I can remember moments that we've had, like I said, with the family, just all emotion. Like kids get emotional. I'm going to go a step above. I'm going to go a step above that. And looking back, that's always been a struggle, but I feel like God's been using that for me, not just with the family, but outside too. There's too many things to worry about in life. Like it's almost like we're here. Why keep it simple, basically. Right. Keep the emotions in check. Because again, when the emotions start to go, that's when you need to check out. That's when nothing good's going to happen.
Right.
So that was one thing, but also it's not a competition. Life's not a competition. Don't worry about what your neighbors are doing. Don't worry about what your neighbors' kids are doing. Don't worry about what people think of you. Meaning, don't worry that you're doing something that someone else isn't going to like or isn't going to. If you have the right guide book,
right,
that you're going by, doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're speaking a lot there too. The trap of comparison.
Oh my goodness! It's the thief of joy.
Yeah.
The thief of joy.
So easy, and I think really for our younger guys, I don't say that us older guys don't compare. I mean, it's difficult.
Older?
Well, you're getting there. Bud, you're getting there. I see some gray in that beard. But when we are younger, so guys that are listening that are maybe 20s and 30s. They're comparing paychecks. They're comparing houses. They're comparing authority and power. And it's hard not to, right? Because we're competitors, and we use scoreboards to see whether we're winning or losing, right? And we use the weight room to see my weight that I'm lifting, and clocks to measure our time of running. So we want to see how we stack up. And so you're talking about that whole danger of comparison.
You got to be growing.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, to me, you're just trying to be a better person than you were the day before. Period.
So you're comparing now self to self.
Yes. I'm not comparing anyone else where they were yesterday or what they're doing. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and being where am I? Because you do have to grow, but you don't have to grow financially.
Right.
You don't have to grow materialistically. You don't have that. It's empty.
Yeah.
It is empty.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to make sure I understand, or not understand, but we say you compare self to self with Jesus as the standard.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, my neighbor's not the standard. It's Jesus is the standard. Because when I take Jesus as the standard, when I look through all the Gospels, I don't see him saying money is your deal, right?
Yeah.
Power is your deal. So using Jesus as a standard of measurement and comparing myself to myself.
Yeah.
So. All right. I appreciate your time, but you don't get off that easy yet.
Okay.
What are your final words of wisdom? That these guys are listening to this and like, man, this is the last thing that I heard from Matt Davis that is going to rock my world and change my life. And my wife's going to love me now because I now do this because Matt Davis told me to.
Please stop. No. Everyone out there is laughing probably too. Oh my gosh, Merle. You're stumping me. I mean, I said a lot of it. Again, life's not a competition. That's the one thing. Life is not a competition. Set your mind on things above, not on things of this earth. Because you're just going to be disappointed. If someone really, if you're looking for something that's real and true, you're not going to find it on this earth, on this planet.
Yeah.
It is in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It is in that faith and that. Find a good group of dudes. Find your pack. Your good group of guys that you can lean on when the times get rough. Again, we're going to lean on. I'm going to lean on Jesus all day long, but I still need my dudes too. Mm-hmm. I still need those guys that I can. Hey, dude, I'm not well.
Yeah.
I need an ear. Mm-hmm. Find your people. Don't go at it on your own.
Yeah.
That lone wolf mentality.
No. Yeah. He doesn't last long.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
You need your pack. Find the pack.
Let me add, if I can.
Yeah. Feel free.
I know you. And one thing that comes to my mind with you is carpe diem. Yeah. Seize the day. Like, you are a guy who I've seen that you see the moment and you go right there like, no, this is an opportunity to talk. This is an opportunity to do. This is an opportunity to relate. And so you are not passive and sitting back and hoping life happens somehow to you. And so I want to say that because, you've been given some time on this earth and you're not sitting around waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
So
I try not to.
Yeah. So,
time's precious.
Yeah.
And it's fleeting.
Yeah. Well, Matt, I want to thank you. Thanks for doing Strong Dads Doing Real Life. Part 2.
Part 2.
So
sorry I missed you.
Yeah. Thank you. And we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
All right.
All
See
right.
ya. Casey's is a premier garden center and gift shop located in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Casey's offers a wide selection of plants, landscaping materials, home and garden decor, and gifts for every occasion. Casey's is committed to providing exceptional service, a unique shopping experience, and value to every customer. Stop in and see what makes Casey's so unique. Located at 21481 State Line Road, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, or call 812-537-3800. Let Casey's help you add beauty to your home.